Samsung just announced the Galaxy S22 series of smartphones, with the Galaxy S22 Ultra sitting at the top of the lineup as the flagship. I was able to spend some time with these devices at a media briefing last week, and I know one of the first questions a lot of you have is, how does the S22 Ultra compare to the iPhone 13 Pro Max? Well, let's talk about it. First, let's start with the design. Both of these devices are obviously premium, as they stand at the top of the line of their respective collections. The iPhone 13 Pro Max has a stainless steel frame with the ceramic shield coated front glass and a matte glass back. The Galaxy S22 Ultra has a change in appearance as compared to last year, where it sort of combined what a typical Galaxy Note and Galaxy S smartphone would look like into a hybrid. You'll find Armour Aluminum for protection and Corning Gorilla Glass Victus Plus on the front and back, making this device super durable as well, if not more so. You also see the Galaxy S22 Ultra has that more curved design, while the iPhone has the squared off look. I actually prefer the curved edges personally, but what I don't like is the curved display edges, but that's just me. Side by side, the Galaxy S22 Ultra is just slightly taller. Both phones are of similar width, but the iPhone 13 Pro Max is thinner at 7.44 millimeters compared to the Galaxy S22 Ultra's 8.9 millimeter thickness. But the iPhone is heavier at 240 grams versus the 229 gram weight of the S22 Ultra. Both devices also feature IP68 water and dust resistance, while the iPhone 13 Pro Max has that quick mute slider, which the Galaxy S22 Ultra obviously doesn't. But that mute switch comes in super clutch, and I hope it never disappears on the iPhone. Next, when it comes to the display, things are drastically different. The iPhone has a 6.7-inch Super Retina XDR 120 Hz OLED display. You also get a smaller notch than last year's, which houses a 12 megapixel selfie camera along with the Face ID array. With the S22 Ultra, it's a 6.8-inch dynamic AMOLED 2x 120 Hz OLED display with curved edges. In terms of multimedia content, colors, sharpness, and overall picture quality, this is gonna be great on either device. The S22 Ultra gives you the most uninterrupted view because it has that hole punch cutout that houses the 40 megapixel selfie camera and uses an in-screen ultrasonic fingerprint scanner for biometrics. In the past, I'd say the fingerprint option is more convenient, but with iOS 15.4, you'll be able to use Face ID even with the mask on, and given the times we live in, each biometric option works really well. Now, pairing with the displays, you also get the speakers, and with each phone you get a stereo sound experience. I think the iPhone takes the slight edge here, but the speakers on the Galaxy S22 Ultra are also excellent. When it comes to performance, day-to-day actions are going to be fast and fluid on either device. I've used the iPhone 13 Pro Max for a few months now, and its A15 Bionic chip paired with 6 gigabytes of RAM handles like a beast. With the Galaxy S22 Ultra, you get the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. That's a 4nm chip here in the USA with up to 12 gigabytes of RAM. Where things will likely differ here is with longevity. Apple puts chips in their devices that it expects to function at a high level for 5 to 6 years, and that includes major software updates and all. With the Galaxy S22 Ultra, I'd expect about half that time. Oh, and on the S22 Ultra, there's also a huge emphasis on game mode and how the display boosts all the way up to 240 Hz touch sampling, which I personally haven't tried yet, but cannot wait to do so. I also think software these days has just become excellent. So while iOS 15 has that familiarity, the experience is quite similar on Android 12 and Samsung's One UI Skin. In fact, I think the Galaxy S22 Ultra takes better advantage of software features due to that display. You get things like floating windows, split screen, and access to a host of enhancements with the S Pen. It's now even more natural to write with the S Pen with a significantly lower 2.8 millisecond response time. And these are things that the iPhone 13 Pro Max just doesn't do. There's also quite a big difference when it comes to the cameras. With the iPhone 13 Pro Max, you've got a triple 12 megapixel wide, ultra wide, and telephoto configuration with a time of flight 3D LiDAR scanner for depth perception. And I've made lots of videos over the last few months using these cameras. The general conclusion is that the iPhone has the most reliable cameras for all situations. But I think this year, the S22 Ultra really has things going for it when it comes to photos. You're looking at a wide 108 megapixel camera paired with an ultra wide 12 megapixel and two 10 megapixel telephoto sensors for 3x optical and 10x optical zoom, going all the way up to 100x space zoom, which still to me is pretty useless and ridiculous. However, the 108 megapixel sensor also supports high resolution photos and Nona binning technology for 16-bit RAW images with a dedicated expert RAW application. There's also a mode called Nightography for better low light images, new and more accurate portrait mode features which also work at night and with pets. Some of these enhancements even work natively within Snapchat, which if you've ever wondered why your snaps don't look as good on an Android device versus an iPhone, you know is a big deal. Now when it comes to video, the Galaxy S22 Ultra's low light videos now have less noise. There's constant AI enhancements happening like auto framing your shots along with a super steady mode, all in the name and interest of smooth video recording. You can even record up to 8K 24 frame per second video on the S22 Ultra, something you can't do on the iPhone. That said, it's pretty much universally recognized that the iPhone 13 Pro lineup is the best video camera when it comes to smartphones, including Dolby Vision HDR recording support. Having a Dolby Vision video camera in your pocket is still insane. Apple has been the king of video for several years, and it'll be interesting to see how things play out side by side. Be sure you subscribe so you don't miss that video. Now I know there's still a ton to dissect when it comes to the Galaxy S22 Ultra cameras, and I'll be following up with more details and information as I use the phone more. Likewise, for the battery, it'll have to come down to how it performs for me. Last year I didn't have much trouble with the Galaxy S21 Ultra, and I think it'll probably be the same this year on the S22 Ultra. You've got a 5,000 milliamp hour battery in it with up to 45 watt charging for a 50% top up in around 20 minutes. The iPhone 13 Pro Max gives you a 4,352 milliamp hour battery with up to 27 watt charging and a 50% top up in 30 minutes. Both phones support wireless charging up to 15 watts, with the iPhone also having the ability to use MagSafe accessories. Now, neither device includes a charging adapter in the box, so shop accordingly. In terms of pricing, the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra starts at $1199, giving you a base 128 gigabytes of storage, although if you pre-ordered using the link below, they'll bump that to 256 gigabytes at no additional charge. Whereas the iPhone 13 Pro Max starts at $1099 for that same 128 gigabytes of storage, so $100 less. The question is the higher base price tag on the S22 Ultra justified? Many would argue that it is. It's got that beefed up camera array, built-in S Pen support, and more ways to leverage that bigger screen. Where do you stand on these two devices? Let me know in the comments below. Of course, I have several more videos coming on the Samsung Galaxy S22 series, so be sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of them. Thanks for watching as always, guys. I appreciate your support. I'm Andrew Edwards, and I'll catch you in the next video.